What is up, Gundam MSIA fans? Today I'm going to be showing you guys the difference between the USA Gundam MSIA OAMS team figure and the Japanese Gundam MSIA OAMS team action figure. And basically, there's no difference in a sense of tank or weaponry wise, so I'm not going to go through any of the weapons in this video. The only difference is the figure itself and somewhat the shield, somewhat not. I'll go a bit into that in a wee second, and I've already said it in the other videos as well. But I'll show off, I'll get a close-up of the figures and show you what they both look like compared to, like, side by side, close-up in the camera. So I'll tell you a little bit about the anime of the Ground GM first now. As I've said in the other videos, the Ground GM is one of my favourite Gundam MSIA figures, and the GM is also one of my favourite Gundam MSIA. The Ground one is one of my favourite Gundam MSIA figures as well, and mobile suits. I'm not the biggest fan for GMs. I really do like them. I'd put my number at like a 6 or a 7, but like the mobile suits like the Leos or the Zakus are like a 9-10 for me. And I do really, but this puts them up to an 8, the Ground GM ones. I do really like the Ground GMs, but they're my least favourite out of, like, the GMs in general are my least favourite out of the, like, grunt soldiers. But yeah, fun fact about the GMs, and I know I've said this in the other videos as well, but this is for people that haven't watched it, and I'll go briefly into it. In the OAMS team, they had 12 GMs selected for the squads, and that was Squad 2, Squad 3, Squad 5. Well, I say selected for the squads, 3 of each squad, and Squad 7, which we all know. The rest of the squads, Squad 1, 4, 6, and 8, and of course you guys know 8, all had ground Gundams, and didn't like they were like the favorite squad, because like if you had a GM was way weaker than a ground Gundam, by the way, guys. Like you'd rather pilot a Gundam than a GM, and I don't know why. Like, for some odd reason, the only reason why I can think of it is they must have given the worst squads the ground GMs, which is quite like funny to think about. Another fun thing is that, see, the GMs for the sniper GMs, they actually used this, and they didn't actually make a new GM. They used this and spray painted it green and just slapped on a sniper rifle. So it's the exact same GM, the GM sniper. There's nothing different about it. The exact same GM. Anyway, time to like actually get into like what the video's for, instead of like rambling on about the anime show. So basically, this is what they look like close up together, and I'll take the shields off. And what I was talking about the shields was the USA variant has 1 to 9 numbers on the shield. And let's see if I can get a focus in here. Has 1 to 9 on the shields, but the Japanese for the for the only the GM release, like just the GM only had 6, which is a bit of a disappointment when you're thinking about the OAMS team. You'd want to see more numbers, but it was limited to 6, and I believe the 7 being the Gunpei version of the Japanese GM, which is actually different from this version. Like, the visor is the same color as the USA one, and the panel lining is a bit darker. If I ever get it, I'll show a video off and I'll show you guys what it looks like. But yeah, it's a bit of a disappointment that the numbers, and this is why I prefer the USA version, because they have a wider range of numbers, and I actually do prefer the visor color, even though that I think this might be the anime one, but I just prefer the light green on that. And I'll like do a close-up right now. A close-up to the camera, the Japanese version. You can see the head there, the panel lining on that. So the panel lining isn't the strongest on this thing, but you can tell it is there. It's just very small, dark brown panel lining, not black, I believe. Or maybe it is and I'm just colorblind. Fun fact as well, this is where they keep the beam sabers, right here. This part like opens up in the anime and you can just grab out a beam saber. But yeah, this is what the Japanese one looks like. And this is what the USA one looks like close up as well. Just give you a wee quick twirl here. There you go. And then I'll put them close up together. Let's see if I can like hold this thing. You can see the visors are like the biggest giveaway is the visors. The visors are different on the head, as you can see here. This one is darker, the Japanese version, than the USA version. You can see the paneling here. I know it's not picking up too well on my camera, but you can see it. It is there. I'll show you the behind as well. Not too big a difference other than the visor. The paneling doesn't show off too well. But yeah, that's what the Japanese version looks like next to the USA version. But yeah guys, tell me what you think your favourite version is of the USA, sorry this one, USA and the Japanese. Again, rarely I do this, but for me the USA wins it. And I just think because of the visor, I just prefer the green on this visor. Again, I don't know if this is like the original anime one, which I think it actually might be, but I just prefer this one for some odd reason, and I don't know why. This just, like, when I'm looking at this looks more like a wee captain-y visor thing for me anyway. Again, for me, it's not true, and this looks more grunty, and I prefer the stuff that looks more grunty, basically. But yeah, again, and the USA one has multiple numbers on the shield. This is like stuck to 06, or the GundamMSIA version, the one that comes with this, 07. And you actually don't get a wee tank with the GundamMSIA version, which is actually a wee bit of disappointment. But you get a GundamMSIA, so like that's what you're buying it for. The GundamMSIA and the GM is a nice add-on. But yeah, let me know in the comments, what do you think's better, the USA or the Japanese version? Another wee thing that the Japanese versions don't do too often is they don't add the Federation symbol, but they did it for this GM, because you'll see in most copies of the USA, the Japanese version don't add the Federation symbol, but oh well. But yeah, in the comments, let me know what's better. Mine's is the USA version. I'd love to hear what you guys think is better, and remember to like the video as well, because it helps me in the algorithm and it boosts my videos up there, and I need to get recognized, guys, so please help me. And click that subscribe button if you're new to the channel. Thanks for watching the Gundam MSIA review of the Ground Gundam Ground GM Japanese version versus the USA version. See you guys later. Bye.